Hello everybody, my name is Ben Litskis, and I'm here to talk to you today about the top secrets of body language. So the part I'm going to reflect on in the video was at the hour and 45 minute mark, where it was cop related. So it was about this deputy that was telling about a situation in Georgia that happened a little while ago, and that the cop didn't know how to react in the situation, and where they're kind of identifying situations now where that's inappropriate, and where they can actually react really quickly. So when they pulled over this guy in this truck, he pulled over. He actually gets out of the vehicle, with that being an indicator that he has something to hide, or that he's actually going to be threatening the actual cop. So he gets out of the vehicle, and he ends up being a little fidgety with his hands. And you know that that means something, where he's actually going to be able to. He's going to have a gun underneath his belt, or if he overlaps his shirt over top of his belt. That's indicating that he's hiding it, and then also a thumb twitch as well, where you're just trying to get your hand onto the gun at a quick pace. So with that being said, they are very cautious with every second that anything could possibly happen. So with this one case, the guy gets out of the vehicle. He actually starts acting like crazy, just dancing around and stuff like that. And then he didn't really know how to react in the situation. Tells them to like pretty much stay in one position, and he goes back to his vehicle. With the cop not reacting in a spontaneous way, he ends up getting shot in the situation, and they end up having a gun battle, and the cop unfortunately dies. And so, like, with a situation like that, you should be able to react really quickly. You know what I mean? Be able to actually be able to call backup when you need it, all that other kind of information as well. But yeah, for now, so I mean, that's also a big important part though, is when you have to be aware of your surroundings at all times though, when you're a cop, and knowing who is actually suspicious and who's actually just an anxious person of getting caught for the first time, for doing something like just speeding or something. So in situations for myself as well, you can tell about body language. I can tell by looking at people, as well as if you have your shoulders back, and you're walking around with your chest up. It could mean two different things. It could mean, you know, you're just you're overly confident with yourself, or you're just a person of high importance too as well. I mean, without having the actual cockiness added to it too as well. But with that being said though, there's also other things too as well. Just even the way that you actually carry your bag too as well. If you have your bag on like one shoulder all the time, it just kind of means you're a laid back kind of person. You know what I mean? Just not taking things too seriously. If you have your backpack always on very tight and it's very up to your back and not hanging low, it means you're trying to get to your designation. You're only focusing on one task right now, and possibly maybe school is a high importance to you, just because if you have books in your bag or whatever else. And then just the way the people dress too as well. If you have your shirt tucked in all the time, it means you're neat and you're pretty proper. If you have your shirt very baggy and it's always wrinkled or anything like that, but that kind of means that you don't really take as good care of yourself as you could possibly do. And just everything like that, it kind of revolves around just the way that you present yourself, because the first few seconds that you meet somebody, that's usually the most important. But getting a little off topic here, for staying on topic and reflecting on the video, there's also another part where the upper hand. So the upper hand was supposed to be a handshake that was, you were the more important person. The person on the bottom hand would be the person that was of less importance to them. So all the all the political people all want to be the upper hand. So that just identifies that you're of high importance. So that is something definitely that people want to consider when they're doing this.